We welcome you back into Studio C for the student section, a podcast for students and by student athletes. We're joined by student athlete today. It's Ciara Croker for her third appearance. I think she's the first three-time student section guest that we've ever had. So welcome, 3 times a charm.
Thank you. What an honor. I'm happy to be back.
Different studio this time. Mike Duda, my co-host. Welcome back to the table.
Well, thank you. Here's a host now.
Yes, here as a host. Duda as a host. Ciara as basically a host. She was a host last time. She could host it if me and Mike were not.
She's been here more than I have.
That might have to be an exclusive episode next time. Ciara, welcome back. New season approaching, just a few weeks away. Albany's the start. What's the whole mindset on this season as a team?
We're really excited. We are going to look a lot different this year with a good amount of new players, transfers. We only have one freshman, Justine, but she's working her butt off. This year, I think a focus is moving faster. A lot in the past, we were stuck in just running half-court sets. We couldn't really press a lot, which hurt us in the long run because the MAAC is fast basketball, and there's a lot of scout-based defense in the MAAC. So you run a set a couple of times after the first game in the MAAC or first game preseason, every team has your sets. So you have to be able to run and do something new. So that's been a huge emphasis. And yeah.
In the last 2 years, it feels like you mentioned that half-court set. It was very prominent. 2 years ago, you'd run up the half-court and 15 seconds in the shot clock. If there was nothing going, you'd find Zaria Shazer in the elbow jumper. Last year, kind of similar, the three-point aspect was improving a lot. Danny Williamson in the corner, you go. But it still feels like there was a few players that would focus right inside the paint with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Do you think running is going to change that, kind of a different sort of offense?
That's a good question. I do think that we're going to look different this year, or we're hoping to look different. That's why we're focusing on other things. We are putting in less sets and focusing more on our motion and different reads outside of motion or sets that go into motion, because motion's really hard to guard at the end of the day. You can watch us a million times, but if we run motion well, we set good screens, we make really good reads, it's almost unguardable. So if we run fast, have transition points, and then we run motion fast, we're hoping to get baskets before the end of the shot clock. We're hoping that we're not like this, then this, then this, and then, all right, 2 seconds left, we need to chuck up a 3.
Free-flowing.
Yeah, very like free-flowing. And we're still a three-point shooting team at the end of the day. But the coaches always say, like, if we want to shoot threes, we have to have a presence inside, or else they're just going to stand on the three-point line with a hand up. So if we can make layups and have pressure inside with our cuts, then our threes are going to be open. And then you can't really stop us.
I'd say someone that's big for that is Carly Fisher coming over from Fairfield, obviously replacing Morgan Lee a little bit. What have you seen from her so far in practice? I was able to interview her. She seems like someone that's going to be a big focus on the interior, someone that helps out a lot.
I don't know if you guys know, but Carly also played Empire State Blue Flames, which is Nick, which is the same AAU team. She was a year younger than me, so I've been around her and grown up with her in the basketball world. So it's really nice having someone that I know and am familiar with their play come into the game, into the team. And she's just a competitor at the end of the day, which is great to see for anyone. Like, you want anyone like that. I'm very competitive. Danny's very competitive. A big chunk of our team to just have that fire and someone inside that wants to go hard and make strong moves to the basket and draw fouls. That's a huge additive to our team, I think. We struggled going to the foul line last year, and I think she could be a huge part of getting us there, because that can change games. It's give me points. It puts best players on the other team trouble. They have to sit on the bench. So I think that's a huge thing that she's bringing for us.
Well, it's also going to allow the floor to open up a little bit, get Danny, get Lexi involved a little bit behind the arc, even yourself, Jackie as well.
And she can run. Like, she can move.
Yeah.
We're practicing our press a lot. And it's still in the works. I mean, there's a lot to work with and new people in, some people out, injuries. But it looks good. She can move. She can run up and down the floor. She can rim run and push, so that helps transition.
You have a lot of players returning, which in the college landscape today is kind of a rarity. Yourself returning. You have Lexi returning, Danny returning, Julia returning. Who am I missing? Morgan return. Kate. Everybody, it feels like a majority. Malia returning. Yeah. The coaching staff,
yeah.
everybody on the coach.
Yeah.
There seems to be a decent amount of continuity from last year. Is that an important role, an important thing to have as you go into this next season?
Oh, completely. I think 2 years ago when we had that rough season and then we ended, we had a good amount of new players come in and basically a whole new coaching staff. The coaches get along so well together, and just that alone helped us last year and the buy-in. But having them have an experience together, a whole season under their belt, and then all of us returning and knowing like what our end goal is, what do we stand for as a program, like what are our non-negotiables, and having all those returners, that helps tremendous. And then I think like it really stems from the coaches and how they are as people too, that people want to stay here, that we don't have a huge turnover ratio with transfers. Like people don't want to leave. People want to come. Even with the years that we've struggled, like that says a lot about the coaches and also just Marist in general as a school. So
I feel like every time you're here, we have to talk about the coaching staff. Nick, Gabby, obviously you have Coach Mo, who's just unbelievable.
Energizer
Brittany,
Bunny.
The whole coaching staff.
Coachy,
Coachy, it is, at least on this campus, I'll go out and say it, the most, even Ben, on game days, it's fun.
Yeah.
It is fun to watch. I asked this to you last year, but as this year kind of progresses in, and the goal right now is to win, obviously, do you think that fun atmosphere translates to the court, playing a little more freely?
I do. Coachy always says that she's more mad and upset when she doesn't see us playing with joy. So when we play with joy for each other and ourselves, like we look very good. And because we're having fun. I mean, this is a sport that we've played our entire lives. We're supposed to love it. Like we do love it. It's a full-time job here. So if you're not playing with joy and having fun while doing it, it'll tear you down. And nothing good comes from that. So I think the fun aspect says a lot. And also, it's not just fun. It's that we all have good relationships with each other. So not only do the coaches get along, but each and every one of them, I think I touched on this last time, makes an effort to have a relationship with everyone on the team, not just the post coach and the post players, or like Coach E is not hiding in her office. You can talk to any single one of the coaches at any time about something serious or silly. And I think that's what really brings the fun aspect, because then we can joke around or we can get down to business and all of that. So, yeah.
You got Coach E, who's coming in after one of the most successful coaches of all time. You were with him in Coach Georges. Any differences between the two, or a lot of similarities with Coach E, obviously being there for about 20 years under Coach Georges?
It's still Marist basketball at the end of the day, and we have so much rich history in this program. But it's Coach E's program now. So she is doing things a little different. I mean, our motion, the basics are like Marist basketball, but she's a different person. She's a different personality at the end of the day. And I'm really excited for everyone to see her this year, because I think she's coming into the head coach role so beautifully. And it doesn't always happen like that for everyone. Since she was an assistant coach for years, she was the person that people cried to and came to and complained about the head coach. And she didn't have to really put down the hammer. And every year she's blossomed even more and become more confident in herself as the head coach, which makes us more confident as her and the head coach. Not that I never had confidence with her, but just the way she carries herself and uses her voice and screams and gets loud at practice, which she didn't really do as an assistant and had to get used to. It's exciting and it's fun, and I love it, and I love watching her do that.
It reflects, too. I mean, the way that all of you play together, you're playing loud, playing together like a community out there.
I'm the biggest advocate for communication on and off the court. Like, every time it gets quiet in practice, I'm like, we have to talk. That mistake just happened because we're not talking. Like, talk through everything you do. You might think it's annoying, but also helps your stamina. The more you can talk while you play, you could play forever.
Helps you out.
Yeah.
You say there's a rich history, but one thing that will be changed this year, with all the constants that we mentioned, it's the new court.
Yeah.
What's your take on the new court when you first saw it?
I've grown to love it.
Okay.
I think that there was a lot of hype around the new court.
I don't disagree.
And we were all very excited about it. I love it. But they did that whole competition with designing the court.
I don't even know if they used any of them.
They didn't. McKenna, who was on our team last year, she designed one. She's an amazing artist. Her design was awesome. And I was like, that would be so cool if, like, an old player who just graduated, an alumni, she leaves her mark, it's the new court. Like, that'd be awesome. We were pushing for it. I was, like, in Tim Murray's ear. But at the end of the day, like, it's basically the same design, very similar design, just lighter wood.
Brighter.
And brighter, which I think is going to look really cool on TV and in the games and ESPN because it can get a little dark in the stands. But I do love it. I mean, it plays great. It's fun. Like,
it's something new.
Yeah, it's nice. And it's not as slippery. The cover is different. It's not a gloss finish, I don't think. I think it's more of a matte, which makes it a lot less slippery. And I think that'll avoid some of the peeling. Towards the end of the season, every court starts to peel, like that gloss finish. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen with this
Mike,
one.
have you been on the new court?
I haven't been on it yet. I've only been up there watching volleyball. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I played in my intramural game in which I recorded.
Which those get competitive.
I had 4 points, probably like 7 bounds, 1 of 3 shooting.
Nice.
That's pretty efficient.
That's good.
I went to the line.
You gonna play for the new club team?
Oh, no shot.
Ooh.
No shot.
Okay.
I don't have the stamina for that.
Okay.
We had the track team on running. Remember, that was my goal?
Yeah.
I haven't even started that. New Year's resolution. That's a New Year's resolution.
Only 2 months away.
Halloween is coming up. Anything on the docket Halloween-wise for the team?
Our first game is Tuesday, so we have practice this week.
Okay.
So maybe if something comes up here or there, but nothing really planned.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know we always have the same question, always the student section question. When you come in this season to the new vibe and kind of those types of, architects staying the same, what is something that you wished for the whole team going to be at the end of the season? Not necessarily winning the championship. Is there something that you wish as a team will change throughout the season?
I mean, the championship's always the goal, but I want, especially it being my last year, for the team as a whole to look back and believe and know, like, we didn't leave anything out there. I don't want to finish games or the season like, oh, if we just did this, if we showed up in this first half or this quarter, this would have changed, or I would have felt better, or we wouldn't have been arguing, or we would, all of that. And also just staying together as a whole throughout the whole season. I think we've gotten better at that every year, but just remembering that it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us, and it's about the team, and it's about the program, and it's something bigger than ourselves. So getting away from the, I didn't play this game, or I didn't shoot very well, and she did, is she going to take my spot? None of that. And I think we're doing a really good job of that. And I just don't want that to dwindle down. I want that to keep going because it's easy right now. No one really, the games, we're not playing in games. There hasn't been playing time. There hasn't been adversity as much. So I want everyone to just continue to think team before me.
I think that was so prominent last year in the MAAC championships with only 4 new transfers and just 1 freshman. Does that kind of mentality and that comeback from last year, that still around? Are you still thinking about that during practice, translating it into the games at all?
Personally, I am. I don't think I will ever forget that last game.
That's incredible.
I watched it like 5 times in the 2 days after.
I remember you saying that.
The ride home from Atlantic City, I listened to Jeff's broadcast. Like, I was obsessed with it, and I couldn't let it go. But at the same point that I was obsessed with it, I understood it happened for a reason. Like, it wasn't supposed to be us. For some reason, it wasn't supposed to be us, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be us this year, and it can't be us. I think we learned a lot from that. I think we learned, like I said before, you can't take your foot off the gas, that you have to show up every second of every game and every second of every practice. So personally, that's always in the back of my head. I hope it's in the back of everyone's head. The coaches do bring it up a lot, but they also focus on don't look backwards, but never forget. So we don't want to be dwelling on the past, but that should be like a fire in your belly that it happened.
Let it roll.
Yeah.
Do you think that as you exit the program, And there are a decent amount of people this year that will be exiting the program.
Yeah.
There's something that you want the younger classes, or even the recruits that are already recruited for next year and the year after, you want them to understand an experience that you had here at Marist.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not ready to leave or talk about leaving, so that's hard. I think I hate going back to like something that you could say is negative, but my sophomore season, that whole experience, I learned so much about myself, about my team, about the program, about like what it takes and the struggles that it is being a Division I athlete and just an athlete in general. And I just went, like, I guess the message would be not everything's going to be easy, but that's what makes it so special. Like, I think if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have the viewpoints and the perspective that I have on life in general today. So to not crumble through, like, the hard parts. And it's not all about winning. I think after that season, even after that season, we didn't have transfers. Mm-hmm. We didn't have people wanting to leave.
We had people that stayed.
And we had people that stayed, which says so much. And I want freshmen, people coming in, or people that are here to think about that and look at that and reflect on that when maybe they're struggling personally or the team's struggling. The grass isn't always greener, and it's pretty green here at Marist.
Wow,
like
if I was an advertising person, I'd put that on everywhere.
In the marketing.
It's pretty green here at Marist.
Even through all the hard times of that season, even last year, adversity, not winning, I wouldn't trade like any of it. And I think people have to look at it from that. Like, this is preparing you for the future.
And so, something that also is preparing you for the future, not just on the court, is the SAAC part of what you do here. To talk a little bit about what that is.
So I've been a member of SAAC since freshman year. I took over for Kendall Crick, who was a fifth year when I was a freshman. SAAC is Student Athlete Advocate Committee. There's 2 athlete reps from each team. And this year, I'm lucky enough to be the Marist SAAC president. Liz came to me in the spring and asked if I would do it. I couldn't turn that down.
Liz Donahue.
Liz Donahue. I was honored for her to ask me. I was a little nervous at first. It was like, basketball's a lot. We're traveling a lot. Am I going to be able to do it? And she was like, don't worry. We can do it. We'd love for you to do it. So basically, SAAC is a committee to enhance the student-athlete life at every institution. There's an NCAA SAAC, there's a MAAC SAAC, and then there's the SAACs I know, like, Big Ten has a SAAC and all of that. So MAAC SAAC, there's representatives from all of the MAAC schools, and they have an e-board, and then I'm technically, like, in that. Like, we do Zooms because I'm the president. Right. And then we have our own initiatives. So this year, MAAC SAAC's initiatives are community service and preparing student athletes for life after college. So, like, professional development.
That's great.
Yeah. So we work a lot on, our SAAC meetings are talking about what's going on campus, what's going on the NCAA. Like, the big new thing is the new sports wagering. I don't know if you guys have heard it. We talk about that.
Yes. That must have some serious conversations. You don't have to disclose those conversations, but they're probably serious conversations.
No, a lot of them are, but then a lot of them are fun too.
Okay.
So I work hand in hand with Liz on how do we create fun things that make being a student athlete even more special and make us feel special like that. So we've been having Red Fox fuel ups. So we've been talking a lot about having a fueling station for student athletes and only student athletes. My team's very lucky that we have snacks in our locker room, but not every team gets that privilege. So we want to have a fueling station that's permanent for just student athletes. So when they're running to lift or running to practice from class or have to run to class, they have somewhere to go and they can grab a nutritious snack that will either fuel them for practice or help aid in recovery after practice. But a lot of time, money, and effort goes into that. So, like, where is it going to be in McCann? How do we manage how much food everyone takes?
The
logistics. Yep. That's in the work. But a lot of players that are in SAAC right now, we have a lot of seniors, and they've been working on it and advocating for that for years. And it's probably not going to be in place till they graduate. So I came to Liz and I was like, how do we do something that all of these student athletes that are advocating for this get to experience it now. So we came up with once a month, we have Red Fox Fuel Up. So it's a pop-up fueling station. And it's for 2 hours, and all student athletes are welcome. Everything's free. We have grab-and-go snacks. And then the first time we had make-your-own yogurt bowl station. We had make-your-own rice cake station the second time. And then we're going to have acai bowls for the last one of the semester. And then we've had, like, some community service and other stuff. Yeah.
I want to speak on the community service part. You guys were in an initiative for 9/11 where you guys were running, I believe it was a 5K.
Yep.
Tell me about that a little bit.
So Danielle Williamson has ran it almost her entire life. It's Tunnels to Towers. It's for first responders, and it's in honor of 9/11. So it raises money, and it also you show up and you run a 5K because all the first responders, especially the ones of 9/11, that's nothing compared to what they went through and what they did. I think the men's lacrosse team also participates in it every year. It's really just giving back. Danny came to us in the summer, and she was like, this is something I do every year with my family. Her dad was a first responder. It means a lot to me, and I think it would be a great team bonding aspect. And, yeah, everyone was on board. It was
great. You got
great.
a great turnout. I mean, basically the entire team showed up, the coaches too.
Yeah, the only people that weren't there, we had some injury. We were told we couldn't go. It wasn't because we don't want to go. But, yeah, it was awesome.
Great experience.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I mean, yes, you want to do it for team bonding, but there are also some things that you do in SAAC and outside of what you do in mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a good feel-good thing to do for your own personal sake.
Yeah, we had a St. Martin's
Yes,
little clinic with the little girls,
right?
CYO clinic. Some of our players, we went to the food kitchen.
Okay.
And we do a good amount. I think we could do more. I grew up with a lot of community service through my church and my high school, and like my parents really harped on it, so I love it. But I think Coach E has talked about it a lot, working on bringing more into the program.
And we always talk about whenever you come here. That's another benefit of going to a mid-major school is you're not at one of these power programs where that's not really possible. You can't. There's not a. If you go to one of these things, you're viewed as, oh, you're just doing it to do it. Really.
Yeah.
But here, you're just part of the Poughkeepsie community a little more.
Yeah, I think the Poughkeepsie community really embraces Marist and Marist athletics in general. So it feels really special when we get to like connect with the community. We did an Eastdale event, a couple of us on our team. I think it was 2 Fridays ago. We just went to Eastdale and we handed out little tickets to get 50% off ticket purchases for our game or the men's team.
That's great.
And Eastdale was just having an event. I think it was like a fall celebration.
On the green.
Yeah. And it was super fun and connecting with people that have been to our games, little kids that I think were celebrities, people that have never thought of going to a game. It's really fun and cool. You get to talk about like what you do, how the team's looking, and connect to them on like a personal level.
You mentioned the little kids. You have your senior night, obviously, but you also have a couple of times where they come up for autographs.
Yeah.
Tell me as an athlete how that feels being a collegiate athlete, treated like you're on Broadway, basically.
It's fun. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I think it's a little, I feel a little silly because to me, I'm not famous. I'm not like WNBA player or whatever, but it's nice being able to sign your name on something that people admire you for and look up to you for, especially all the work we put in to do this and to perform on the court and to even make it here to Marist. Like, it's been our whole lives. So, yeah, it's a little exciting getting to sign your name and be like, oh, that little girl looks up to me. Maybe it's her one day.
But in Poughkeepsie, you are. I mean, it's hard to embrace. Like, there's no protein. You're 2 hours away from the city. And a lot of the stands and a lot of the fans, especially, we'll see it during winter break. It's all Poughkeepsie faithful. It's not that many students. It's not many faculty. It's
the fans.
The fans of Poughkeepsie. This is Poughkeepsie's team.
I mean, I don't blame them too because when I was little, I thought Marist women's women's basketball was the coolest thing ever. The most unattainable goal for me. Like, I thought Marist women's basketball was the it factor, which I still think so. Obviously, I love it here because my mom played, and I remember her telling me when I was able to grasp like what it was. Yeah, mom played D1 basketball. What? I told everyone. My mom played D1 basketball at Marist.
And now you play D1 basketball at Marist.
And when I got older and I realized, like, understood a little bit more of the level where it is, still thought it was great, amazing. But I remember being, like, a little girl and looking up to their players and going every year to the Iona Marist game. I would paint my face red, like, where...
Wow.
Because I just thought it was the coolest, best thing ever because my mom did it, and it still is. And Marist, when I was little, that's when they were the powerhouse.
Yep.
So I don't blame them.
How about that random, I think it's a Wednesday game with, I think it's an 11 o'clock start. That was crazy. Do you remember that last year?
Was it the kids game? Yeah.
Basically, the entire, it's probably one of the most crowded games of the season.
Kids games?
They go all the way up to the top of the sanction, and go all the way down on both sides, and it is loud in there at 11 o'clock in the morning.
That was St. Peter's.
Yes.
Yeah.
St. Peter's and then another program, and they were doing they were doing kids stuff.
Somehow we got stuck with, I don't want to say stuck, kids games are great, but they're a lot
loud
to play in because they're usually earlier, and we're used to afternoon, evening games, so it changes the whole schedule, and very loud. You can't hear anything.
And they're doing they're pretty fun.
They scream like it's at the top of their lungs. It's not just like, like an arena. They're screaming.
It's a sing-along. They play like pop music. They played, that's how much, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
They're singing along to these songs at a crazy volume.
I think we had 3 last year. We had Holy Cross.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. That
Loud.
kids game, I think it was louder than the one here. Their arena, I think, it might be slightly big. It was packed.
That's a plus. Though, when you to an extent.
Coachy always says, anytime we have a kids game, she's like, make sure you score first because the kids don't know who they're half the time they don't care who they're cheering for, but they cheer for when the ball goes in the basket.
That's great.
So if you score first, they're gonna cheer.
They like you then.
Yeah, they like it. I mean, Holy Cross, those kids knew who they were cheering for, but here, I don't mind kids games here because all of those kids come to our camps in the summer. They know what Marist is, they know who we are, and they cheer their butts off for us. And that game, I do think they gave us a lot of energy. That was a great game and really fun. I loved playing that game. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of am upset Fats transferred.
So
in a weird way, people probably will call me
context,
crazy.
that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, my bad.
Fats, what was her name? Last name? Jama. Fats.
Fatima Janae.
Okay.
Fatmata Janae.
Fatmata. Yeah, Fatmata. Ciara guarded her like no one's business last year.
She was on St. Peter's. She was their 4-player.
She was their post player.
Their best player. She was one of the best players in the MAAC.
Mm-hmm. And you put up a pretty good brick wall. And the crowd was loving it.
She's a good player. And she is so athletic and so strong and a competitor. Like, she does not care. Especially, like, I give her so much credit. St. Peter's has struggled since they've entered the MAAC. She hasn't had, I don't want this to sound rude, but she hasn't had that many supporting characters to help her, really. And she stuck with it. Like, she's at Texas A&M now, pretty sure. That was right?
That's a leap. I think it is Texas A&M. Real good.
Good for her. She's from the UK. She works her butt off, and we would go at it that game. But I love it. Like, I wanted to just hold her to under her what she averaged, which I'm pretty sure I did in the first game, and just make it hard for her. And she got very physical with me, but I loved it. And then after she gave me a hug, and she was like, "Good job." Like, no one's guarded me like that. I was like, "Thank you. I appreciate it." But I love getting a role like that, where I can just embrace it.
You mentioned Texas A&M. You guys are going down to the U.S. Virgin Islands. You're going to face another SEC school in LSU. How excited are you guys for that? I mean, it just sounds so cool from the outside, going down to the Virgin Islands playing Thanksgiving week.
I'm really excited. I'm not just excited to play LSU and be in that, have that experience, but to have a trip with the team is really special. My freshman year, we got to play in Ireland, which was amazing. I think Georgia said we were leaving with the best record in the NCAA in Ireland. I don't know if that still stays. I hope so. That's pretty cool. We were 2-0. And just traveling with the team is an amazing experience and a bonding experience. So much fun. And this team gets along very well, and we all love the coaches. I think It's going to be really special and really fun. But to play LSU and a team like that down there is even cooler. Like, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and experience that almost no one can say they do or have done. And the way Coach E told us, I knew there was some talk about the Virgin Islands, but I kept it kind of quiet because we weren't sure. So a lot of the team had no idea it was a topic. And it was last spring. We were about to start a spring workout. We're in the circle. And Coach E just randomly, she's like, Ciara, how good do you think we're going to be next year? I think we're going to be really good. Like, I'm excited. We're going to be really good. I was like, I don't know where this is coming from, but we're going to be good. I'm excited. She's like, all right. She asked Lexi a question, like, something about how we were going to be. And she was like, okay, Danny, if you think we're going to be good next year, do you think we should challenge ourselves with our non-conference games? Danny was like, hell yeah. Yeah, we should play someone. Like, we should challenge ourselves. Like, we could do it. And then she was like, okay, well, how would you feel if we played LSU? Everyone's like, what?
Wow.
What? LSU in the Virgin Islands?
That's crazy.
And then everyone lost it. She was like, all right, let's put that pin on the date and let's work towards it. So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really cool just being on the same court as them, in the same arena as them. I mean, they are freak athletes. They work so hard just like we do, but some of their talent and athleticism is uncomparable, that's going to be the challenge of the game. But you just have to work hard and not give up. I think that's what we have to focus on in that game.
It's a lot of credit to you guys being so excited to play LSU. I mean, a top force in SEC school, that's just, it's confidence. You guys are ready to play. You want to play that high level.
You have to have that confidence. I mean, obviously we'll giggle about it to each other. We know the reality. We're not delusional about these circumstances, but it's great to be an underdog. Yeah. I think it's better to be an underdog than to have a bullet on your back. I mean, it's great to have a bullet on your back. You want that. That's people look up to who you are. But it's great to be an underdog because the expectations are that you can show up, do anything, and you can catch anyone on any given day. Maybe LSU will spend too much time in the sun the day before. Maybe they'll be dehydrated.
You never know.
Maybe we'll have a new defensive plan that they've never seen. You don't know. None of us have played on that court before. We don't know what it's going to look like. So you can't just go into the game and be like, oh, this is LSU. We're cooked. But you can't.
But the most important question that I have, who will be best dressed, Kim or Coach E?
I am so happy you asked this because the second they told us we were playing LSU, I called my mom. I don't know, my mom is very similar to me. Big personality and loves clothes and fashion. And she's not a sweatshirt person. So to my games, she won't wear a Marist sweatshirt. Mm-hmm. She wears 22 belt buckles or a Foxhead belt buckle, bracelets with my number, Marist personal,
that's great.
Stuff. It's her style within Marist. So I told her we're playing LSU. We have to get Coach E an outfit. The coaches are not wearing Marist sweatsuits against LSU. I was thinking the same thing. Mom was like, don't worry, I'm starting a vision board. So my mom has created a vision board for Coach E. Coach E has her own ideas too. We're going back and forth. A couple weekends ago, I was just scrolling on my phone, sending her links of things I like. We're trying to find, obviously we're not going to go too all out. She's not Kim Mulkey. We don't want to.
She wore a pink suit last year.
Coach E has some style.
Yes,
she does, and she can rock it. So I don't have doubt she's gonna look great. We can't mock Kim Mulkey, so I don't think she can go too out there.
But it's also gonna be pretty hot out.
Yeah, I know that's the tricky part too. It's we have to dress for the weather. But it's definitely been a topic. I love that you asked that. A topic of conversation. Because Kim Mulkey is such a huge personality, especially through her outfits. But yeah,
Mike, we have to decide what we want to wear when we convince whoever we need to go down there.
That would be fun.
You guys gotta come.
Listening.
Wait, can you say that one more time?
You guys have to come. I think anyone listening, if you have no plans Thanksgiving, you should come down. St. Thomas, fly out. Really not that bad of a flight. No. I don't know how expensive they are right now, but it's pretty close.
Well, that might be
that might be the issue. But if you don't have plans, you have the means. Come. We would love the support. It would be so much fun.
That would be phenomenal.
And also, our media and broadcasting program, and people at Marist
That's what we do.
are one of the reasons that makes Marist and playing a sport at Marist so special. Like, your guys' support this podcast, how involved you guys are, the sideline interviews, our announcers, Jeff and Steve, best in the MAAC. Honestly, might be the best in the NCAA. I'll say it again.
Jeff and Steve and Dean and Steve, the best.
We are. I thank God every day that they haven't been picked and that they're still here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. They are amazing at what they do, and I honestly want to mute every other game I listen to.
You hear that, Steve and
all
Dean
the other
and Jeff?
announcers, like, this might sound mean, but I can't stand listening to them. It's like, do they do their research? Sometimes they say the wrong players on the field. Watching the football games, because I'm very into the football.
I hope we do you proud.
As well. No, you guys do great. The Moorhead game a couple weeks ago, I almost muted it.
I have no
Their
comment.
announcers were so bad.
Well, then you know what you do. You
No
go to,
hate,
You
no
go to
hate,
Go Red
but-
Foxes and you put Steve on the stream.
Oh, my mom has said a lot of times that when they watch from home, if it's like a far away game, they mute the TV. They don't like the announcers, and they put Steve and Jeff's radio show on, and they watch and listen to that.
That's perfect. That's exactly what
They're the
Dean
best
wants to
announcers.
hear.
They are awesome.
It's great. Well, thank you for your support, but obviously we couldn't have this without you. An absolute pleasure. Ciara Croker, third time we'll make it 4 after the basketball season, maybe even mid-season interview.
Yeah, I'd
see how-
love
Maybe
to.
after the Virgin Islands.
And maybe, a little
Yeah.
tan.
How about in the Virgin Islands?
In the Virgin Islands, we'll make it
I'll
happen.
see you guys there.
We can get someone to send us there. Mike Duda, myself, Ciara, thank you so much. That's it for the student section.